The calling. With the creation of Huntington Lake, its primary purpose is to act as a reservoir. It is through this accumulated volume of water that allows for the creation of hydroelectric power, which is then sent to Southern California. But not long after its creation, it started to be a vacation destination for local residents. Some of these vacationers acquired permits from the Forest Service to build cabins along the lake, which they did. It is with these individuals that family traditions were created of passing these cabins down from one generation to the next. Today, some of these cabins have begun to see its fifth generation, even though some of the cabins have been rebuilt or seen major repairs. But regardless of these details, the cabins and the plots that they sit upon have remained within the same family for all of these generations. From one such family comes an individual who is inexplicably drawn to the lake. His name is Noah, and he does whatever he can to spend as much time as he can up at the lake as often as he can. Almost every job that he has ever had has been within driving distance of the lake, regardless of if the distance was reasonable or not. He's been known to spend up to 8 hours on the road in order to reach the lake, and that's without encountering traffic. There was one time, however, that he was required to fly into Fresno before he was able to get into a car and head up to the lake. He eventually reached a point where he decided that such a situation was way too impractical for this means of travel to continue, so he quit his job and found work that was much closer to the lake. It was during this time, when he had to fly to and from Fresno, that he began to show signs of psychosis if he remained away from the lake for too long. For as long as people can remember, Noah has believed in the power of magic and that it can be found underlying every aspect of nature. He believes that it's the true force of the universe and is the guiding hand behind religion. A key component of this belief for him is that the earth is covered with ley lines that connect a variety of nexus points found throughout the earth, as well as different parts of the universe, and that bind them together. For Noah, one of these nexus points exists at the lake itself. In fact, according to Noah, the lake itself is a nexus point. With this nexus point, accompanied by his family history and connection with the lake, leads him to believe that magical energy runs through his veins and vitally links him to its waters. For him, with the lake's great magical power, accompanied by the fact that he isn't able to function properly whenever he is away from it, leads Noah to believe that it is his destiny to become one with the lake. For him, this is the only possible outcome available if he is going to be able to continue to function and exist. Come hell or high water, he needs to fulfill his destiny of merging with the lake. Upon reaching this conclusion, Noah begins to get his affairs in order. He does this by doing all that he can to study up on the matter and prepare for his merger. He does this by reading and rereading all of his books on the matter and filling copious amounts of notebooks with details and relevant information. He even goes through these notebooks and condenses them further in other notebooks. Eventually, the time has come for Noah to execute his plan. He decides that the best time for him to merge with the lake is when the first light of morning breaks over the lake. It is at this time that the surface of the lake is as still as glass. For Noah, this is due to the magical forces of the lake coming to a period of rest, making it susceptible to external magical forces. The last time that Noah is ever seen, either dead or alive, is when he is making his way down to the lake with a backpack over one shoulder. After a few hours had passed, when someone went on a walk along the shoreline, they come across Noah's backpack with its contents scattered about. Not far from the scattered remains of the backpack is what appears to be an incomplete pentagram, accompanied by an extremely large amount of blood. Among all of this blood is an elegant-looking knife that is also covered with its share of blood. From all indications, it has been concluded that Noah had only begun his magical ritual when something horrible happened to him that he wasn't able to get away from. An extensive search was done to try and find his body, but no trace was ever found. The official reports claim that he was attacked and killed by a wild animal, and his body was taken into the woods where it was finished off by the initial animal or by a variety of different scavengers. But despite the official reports, there have been some who claimed that he actually succeeded in his plan and merged with the lake, whereas others state that something supernatural prevented him from completing his mission, saying that the lake itself sent out one of its agents to take care of this pretentious upstart. For these individuals, Noah's fate is still an unanswered mystery.